So the next thing I want to talk about is climate change because there was a big uh like protest strike man, this past Friday it was crazy with like the push for climate change. And a lot of companies pushed out like, hey, this is what we're going to be doing, and one that did it, because I feel like they probably would have gotten backlash if they didn't, was Amazon. So on September 19th they put out their climate pledge, and they're going to meet, like, I guess Paris has an agreement to get get the world, or get Paris um in a good state by 2050. And Amazon's like, hey, we're going to agree to this, but get there, in regards to their own company 10 years earlier. So essentially, Amazon is saying that they're going to have all their buildings, anything that Amazon owns, their warehouses, all that stuff, to all run off renewable energy, which is crazy. They're going to measure and report greenhouse gas emissions on a regular basis. Implement. This is a lot of. It's a lot of. I'm gonna keep it simple. They're gonna essentially do a lot of things to cut down on their carbon footprint. We'll keep it simple like that.
Okay.
One of the major things that they're doing, which I think is pretty impactful, the way that Amazon is growing, is they're going to be buying a lot of electric vehicles. So they own a part of a company called Rivian. And Rivian is essentially going to make them 100,000 fully electric delivery vehicles, probably within, what is this, by 2021, something like that. It's coming. So that's a big push, knowing how much, I'd like to say, Amazon drivers drive. That's pretty big. And I assume that's probably not just going to be used for Amazon deliveries. That could be from one warehouse to another, or from just internally it being used, where it's less gas running cars and more electricity, which is okay, that's pretty slick. I give Jeff credit on his little goals there. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Along with it, Google has also said a couple of things, how they're hey, we're gonna make things better. This whole climate change, protest or strike, whatever you want to call it, if you don't know, came from a little girl named Greta Thunberg, where every Friday, I explained this to you earlier today, every Friday she went to a Capitol building or somewhere in her country, and she did that every Friday, because it's why am I sitting here wasting time in a classroom for a future that probably won't be here because we keep going the way that we're going? And I was like, that's pretty cool. Would you go and take your kid to a Capitol building and be like, yo, dude, I don't know if I would do that.
I feel like the problem is if you do it every Friday that the school is going to flip. Because there's absent policies and all that.
Well, it's bigger than that. Well, clearly the school's probably for it at this point.
Yeah.
But that's pretty impactful that a little kid can push change, because what she's done, this has been probably over the last 2 years or something, she's been doing this, and it's grown into this huge movement. And that protest, it had a lot of younger people there, younger people in their 8, 9, 10, 11, all these kids, and of course adults. But it's interesting seeing the kids out there, because they're this is our world too. You guys are ruining it for us.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. It's just so interesting seeing these images and these videos that were coming out of people in New York or DC or Seattle, different places, just all standing for something that was really just impacting all of us, no matter your race, gender, whatever. It means something when Alaska is sitting there 90 degrees and they're sitting here where's the snow at?
Yeah.
That's pretty game changing there. So I just find this to be interesting. Like I said, Google went and announced their purchase of renewable energy. A lot of places, major companies, Tesla's doing the push. They're trying to make everything run off renewable energy. And I see solar power gaining a lot of momentum. and like it being cheaper to get, like I can see when we get our next house, yeah, we'll probably be getting solar.
Okay.
I see that happening. Any thoughts on that bad boy?
I had one and now I lost it. It was.
Yeah, I'm just happy about this.
It was somewhere around right before you started talking about Tesla, and then I'm like, oh my god.
All right. Well, as you think about this, I'm just gonna say that I'm super happy to see like this being like a major thing, because we said it in our past episode. We talked about like a month or two ago about climate change and like why I feel like it's not taken more seriously.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
our kids are gonna be the better leaders.
Exactly.
It's not even our generation, honestly.
I'm
it's
so
the next
looking
generation.
forward to this, and we explain a bit more like in our Friday episode, or at least my views on like our future kids as like a whole, not just our kids literally, but like the kids coming up these days. And like I'm so looking forward to the future that they create, because these older people are stuck in their ways, and it's like, okay, you guys aren't doing anything. You're all about money. Let's change it up. Like, I'm so looking forward to this change. Like I said, for like a little girl to like make that change, to become like a huge movement to come over to the U.S. and like people in the U.S. start doing it, and then it just become a huge, massive thing. Now all countries are like, hey, we're gonna do this. I still hate that the U.S. has not like come out and said, hey, we're gonna, be renewable by 2040 or something, or run off renewable energy or anything like that. And instead, it's kind of just been like,
we still care about oil and money.
Exactly. So I know some states have like kind of transitioned or have put out the things where they're going to be transitioning. I believe Connecticut is one of them. Like by like 2030, we're going to see a change. But the next 10 years are going to be crazy as far as like a lot of things changing.
I don't have hope for Connecticut at this point.
What's going to get taxed to death?
Oh my god.
But I'm looking forward to the future that this unfolds. Like I'm also excited to see a lot of electric cars be on the road. That's my next part.
Yeah, we know.
A slight thing to like add in here. So GM auto workers went on a strike last week, and this is just another side of things to come, where it's like GM is sitting there like it's like when you're like a major company, we'll say like Victoria's Secrets. Like imagine GM being like Victoria's Secrets. They've been holding it down for decades.
Yeah.
And now here comes newer companies, and they're with the times. And this is the issue I feel like with GM, where it's like Tesla and like other companies, they're like, hey, we're going to transition to making electric cars because this is clearly the future, and this is what people are going to be demanding to make the world a better place. And I feel like they're trying to do this, but at the cost of their workers, where it's like, oh, we don't want to really increase much for you guys because we're trying to figure out our own things and make money moves, as Cardi would call it. I just find it interesting.
He was really proud of that.
I feel like more and more strikes happen, and I don't know. One thing I do think Andrew Yang's like whole like universal income thing would be like interesting to see if that would work out to like help people in a way. It's like, hey, here's some extra money where you could like save up and like put towards something. That would be major for like a down payment if you hold on to that over like a course of however many.
Yeah, but I think the hope with that is if he's giving you more money, that it goes back into the economy, and then that keeps the economy good rather than saving it.
Not everyone's going to be saving it, so that wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Just I'm excited for the future at the end of it.
I mean, yes and no. Depends which way we go.
Okay. I feel like you're going to a negative tangent.
Well, because a lot of people say we're basically too far gone, so that's kind of scary.
On what? Climate change?
Yeah.
I could see that.
So, like, that's kind of scary. You know, and, like, even here, one Halloween will be snowing, and the next Halloween will be, like, summer weather. October 31st. Yeah, like, that's weird.
Dog, I don't know. I look at it as
Where's fall?
I'd rather be optimistic than pessimistic when it comes to like anything. Like I'll be negative when that issue like comes in front of my face and it's like, oh shoot, what can we do?
Like Patrick, I'll take it easy when I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh man. So one quick thing I want to touch on real quick is the Area 51 thing, because that also happened on September 20th, and like, man, that wasn't as like impactful as much as I thought it would be.
Dude, I just sent you that meme. I gotta read it now.
And like, the only funny thing that came out of it, two things. One was there was a news reporter where like this guy was giving the news, and then behind him had like some guy doing like the Naruto run behind him, and that was funny.
Yes.
And then the other one was we were watching like some YouTube video, and this guy's like, why are you here? And the guy's like, because everyone's doing it. I'm like, that's the stupidest reason you could give to someone on live like TV right now.
Yep.
Like, they gotta be like, well, if everyone jumped off a bridge, would you do it? Yeah. Like, what?
Someone had said the Area 51 raid was more disappointing than when we all didn't die in 2012.
Or was it Cody? Yeah, wasn't Cody 2012 also, I think? The whole Cody
I don't know, but I was
thing?
so convinced we were going to die in 2012.
I wasn't.
I was.
Because
again, I was more gullible back then.
Was.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look, I'm turning purple.
I'm done. Goodbye. That's it. You're going to turn purple. That's right.
What does that mean? Is that a threat?
Maybe.
This is recorded.
Maybe.
This is maybe. Heard this. If I disappear, you know what's up.
Nah, if you disappear, it's the aliens.
I wish. I wish I had a pet alien.